We got Law.
Yeah.
We got the church in the building. We got Big Game James in the building.
Big Game James. Everything else remains the same.
Say, look. Football so close, we can smell it.
They know about that, Chief.
They getting ready to know. I'm gonna turn on church mic. Let's go, church. What you got?
I was just feeling this vibe right now, man. It's tune night right here. I don't know what y'all got going on, but this vibe right
Five.
Yeah, we got the man in the building. Chats.
Minister of Defense.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So he don't need no introduction. But you can find him on the Players Lounge.
To it. Players. Oh, Louis Scruggs.
Yes, indeed.
See,
Let me check it. We got
a 42 that's hidden again. A 42 that's hidden.
Yeah.
It ain't. Go ahead and give it back, Barrett. I'm gonna tell him to give it back. He can take another different number, 41 or something.
Yeah,
It's available now.
Wait.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Boy on IR.
I knew that was happening.
Church, you know all
You know
about
Will
this
McClay.
feeling.
You know, Will McClay was like, that was my pick. Yeah, we ain't letting him go like that. IR.
IR. Yeah, I ain't gonna. He ain't getting out like that. He ain't getting out that easy.
If you don't play for us, you ain't gonna play for nobody.
Exactly. That was my pick. I'm not gonna be looking silly.
That was my
IR.
goddamn.
That let you know,
He
man.
said he tore that toenail. He tore that toenail. IR.
Yeah. That beat do go hard though.
Super.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Alright. The show must start. Let's get it.
Lately I just wanna run it up. Kinda check or something. I've been really in the
This
field.
will go hard too.
I've been really in the field. Let her rush, I let her feel. Lately I just wanna run it up.
Yeah.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check or something. Lately I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it up. Lately I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Revan now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with Jay, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's that loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Yes, indeed. We got the myth in the house. What's up? Berry Church, Law, Big Game James. The OC on his way. Don't worry about it. That corner be full in a minute. What's up?
Okay.
Man, what's going on with y'all boys, man? Thanks for having me
We
back
we
on the
we
show. You
good.
know I love chopping it up with the boys, man. You know I love chopping it up with the boys about the boys. So let's get to it,
Mhm.
man. Let's get to it. Ain't nothing but to it
The,
but to do it.
the minister of defense, man. Appreciate you, man, for jumping on the show, man. I can't wait to pick your brain about these young guys that's out there on the field, and especially another person that's wearing your number. I can't wait to talk about that.
Talk about it now,
Man, he
Lotto.
did.
Oh, I'll wait for
This
Big
is
Game
true.
James to
Why,
come
why
through it.
wait?
Then you. Oh, we can go ahead and go right into it. Then.
Go,
Yeah, hey.
go.
What's your raw feelings about number 42, man? Being out there, being an impact guy already. I mean, Pro Football Focus don't even know what to grade the kid right now because they putting them in high numbers as it relates to that. So what's your thoughts on him?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. At first when I saw that, I was hating, man, because I haven't seen somebody in the 42 since I left. So at first I was hating, like, man, what this dude know about 42? What do he know about that life, man? He don't know nothing about that life. But I ain't gonna lie. But then I saw my man play out there, man. I saw my man out there playing, and he repping it well. He repping it well, man. Especially after this last game, man. He's coming downhill, and the way coaches are grading him is the way I'm looking at him. How do you look at impact? Like, how do you look when you're at that point of attack? Are you falling backwards? Are you letting that runner get extra leaky yards on you? And what my man's is doing, he's hitting, and he's coming down with a thunderous blow. He's arriving at the ball with bad intentions. Every time he's hitting somebody, it's either a stalemate or that guy's going backwards. There's no leaky yardage or extra gains. And what I love about him at the most, I think, is he's always ball hungry. Like, it's always on his mind. You saw when he had the guy wrapped up, instead of just bringing him straight to the ground, the first thing he thought of was, hey, let me rake this ball out. Let me get this ball out. And that's what ball hungry guys do. And that's something that this Cowboys defense hasn't had in a while. But back to the 42, man, I love his game, and I love how he's representing it. So he got my blessings, man. At first I was hating, but he got my blessings now.
Hey, I'm going to steal that word, bad intentions, man. That does something good to our soul over here, man, because we need that person that's going to make you think when you go across that middle or when you get stuck up inside the A or the B gap, somebody that can come down and fill with bad intentions. So now that you mentioned that, a lot of people were looking at it like, oh, man, Neal, he can't cover. But now that he's a linebacker, man, that's a whole different story from being a safety to a linebacker and asking for that type of responsibility to cover. Can you elaborate a little bit on what his range of what he needs to cover with coming from a linebacker position opposed to being a safety?
Yeah, that linebacker coverage, it's a little bit different. It's similar, but it's a little bit different in you don't have as much space. Like, when it comes down to that 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7, and all that good stuff, the safeties will be watching the tight ends for the most part. And that's when you see the tight ends split out. That's when you see them in spread and all that other stuff. So that's where Keanu kind of struggled, where he would be put out in space. But what the Cowboys are asking him to do is either cover guys that are in line, so tight ends that are in line, and he's going to be right there choked up on them anyway. So it ain't like they got space to move around. And you see how big that dude is. His arms are like 2 of my legs. So that dude's choking boys up at the line of scrimmage. And then where I think they're going to use him best at is in those 3rd down situations where we got exposed last year is against running backs. You saw what, Washington did to us with J.D. McKissick and Gibson out the backfield. And that's what the league is turning into. It's turning into a spread league where 80% of your snaps are going to be 11 personnel. 1 tight end, 1 running back. And both of those guys can come out and catch routes. And that's where we got exposed last year. No disrespect to Jalen and LVE, but, they were getting taken advantage of out there. I mean, in space, they just didn't have it. And that's where I love this package where we saw last week in Arizona with Keanu Neal and Parsons. I believe both of those guys possess similar traits as far as side-to-side quickness, lateral quickness, and they're great in a phone booth. And I think with what's being asked of Keanu Neal, he should be able to excel at. I don't think he'll be asked to be out there lined up on the island with, Travis Kelce or Evan Ingram or anybody like that. I think he'll be asked to deal with these guys in the phone booth. And I think he's definitely equipped to be able to do that.
I like that comment real quick by Coach Marv. and we talking about Neal, and he said he's physical like you, Church. I ain't gonna lie, Church, and this is no hating on you. He a little bit more physical, just because you a good tackler. You was a great tackler. I'm noticing Neal he has another level of intentions than a lot of people when he's striking.
Yeah.
He's no knock to your
he's
game.
He's a pure striker.
Yo, he's a striker, and it's like, Coach, I want to highlight his comment. Because I wanted to get your thoughts on this. He always said this, that guy comment that I just showed, Church. He say some guys, when the pads come on, they get faster. And then guys, when them pads come on, they get slower. I kind of want you to talk about that from a safety and a hitter mentality, if you don't mind.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, basically what he's saying is, when we're in OTAs, we're in mini camps, and guys are in shorts and T-shirts, everybody looks good. That's not where Keanu Neal is going to be highlighted at. Keanu Neal he's going to look great in shorts and shirt and all that other stuff, but where his game takes to the next level is when you put those pads on and you become more physical. You can actually lay your hands on somebody. And like we just said, that guy is huge. He's a lot bigger than what I was. So when he's coming downhill, like we talked about.
Church, I cut you off. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you good?
We're good.
All right, yeah. So like I was saying, he's a pure striker. Like he's gonna hit you, and he's gonna go through your soul type deal. Me on the other hand, I just want to make sure I got that dude to the ground, whichever way it can be. Like if I get a good pop on you, that's great. But if I wrapped you up and came up with a body part, that was still good for me as well. But this dude, the way he's coming downhill and at the point of attack, man, he's striking through your soul, and that's what we need. We need somebody that can come through and just punish those guys that come across the middle thinking everything's sweet. Last year it was sweet. They were shaking boys left and right and going to the end zone. This year we got pure speed this year, and we got strikers with that different type of mentality, and that's what we needed for this Cowboys defense.
And then to also, because I want to be clear, Church never went backwards. So when I say he didn't go backwards. So I don't want people to think I'm saying Church was soft. No. It's one of the, when I judge safeties, I look at the guys that at least you don't go backwards or you going through the guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
yeah, without a doubt. And
that's the standard to me. You had something, Law or Big?
Let Big Game James get some of this. Where you at?
This KZ and Hooker thing. You had mentioned on your Twitter. Yeah, you know you wasn't gonna get away with that. I wanted to hear you.
I knew that.
You know how we do, Barry. But I wanted to kind of get your thoughts, because you jumped out there and you said, hey, for my money right now, I would look at KZ. I know Hooker's coming off of it. I kind of want you to expand on why would you kind of go with KZ more than the Hooker right now. I know Hooker is just still working his way in. I think he got his first full practice yesterday. But what was your thought pattern when you were saying, you know what, for my money, I want to go with KZ more than Hooker? And what do you think what are the differences between the two, and what do you think they can both offer on the field as far as what the Cowboys haven't had in a while?
Well, both. I mean, this is a good problem to have for the Cowboys, because these are two vets that when both guys are healthy, I mean, they can play the free safety position at an extremely high level. I mean, we've seen both of these guys that when they're healthy, they're ball magnets out there. Now, the reason I gave KZ a little bit a leg up on Hooker was because this is a guy who played under Dan Quinn's system. So he knows the defense like the back of his hand. And when he was healthy, he knew what Dan Quinn asked of his free safeties. He led the league in interceptions the year he was healthy. So he's that pure middle of the field safety. I don't really see KZ. I'm not saying he can't do it, but I don't really see KZ coming down and being that interchangeable guy in the box and all that other stuff. I don't see him doing that. I see him being that pure free safety, that red line to red line, that guy who's in a hole and makes up for everything when something busts like that. That's what I see KZ as, and I give him the slight leg up because I see Hooker in the same fashion. He's a little bit bigger. He might be a little bit more interchangeable, but he's that pure free safety back there. And he's, when healthy as well, he's a ball hawk back there. We've seen that his rookie year. So for me, I slightly give the advantage to KZ because he knows the playbook. He knows what Dan Quinn is asking of him to do. So that's why I got to go with him a little bit. And I think he's a little bit more of a pure free safety back there. And we have the strong safety, I think, under locks. We have Wilson under there who came off of last season. I think at the end of last season, he had a good end of it. And then this full training camp, this full off season, he's been able to build on that. So I think he has that strong safety position locked up. And I think he'll spend most of his time either in the box or playing kind of a shell with either KZ or Hooker. But as of right now, just because of pure fact of him knowing the playbook and him being able to make plays early on in camp, I got to give KZ the slight lead on this one.
KZ, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do got a question on this, Church.
Me too.
I got to just keep it all the way real on this. You said something before minicamp. It caught my attention, and I hung on to it in the hopes that we would talk. All right. So you hear now. Right. I want to talk about this and then talk about all the way up to now. Here we go.
They are on the practice field right now here at the Star in Frisco, and it's the final voluntary mandatory OTA. So make sure you understand all day long. It says voluntary, but you getting side eyes if you are not there.
You in the dog
side eyes. Okay? If you ain't high enough on the roster, you're not getting no eyes. You be at home.
Hey, mail that iPad back over here.
Don't even come back, players. We got somebody else for you.
Oh, wait a minute. All right. And so y'all was just keeping it real. That was one of the underrated best shows because y'all was giving the insight from a player from OTA to minicamp and the politics of missing involuntary workouts.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just going to be straight up with you. Donovan Wilson was known this year for missing that. And it seems to be political consequences to that sometime. And when you made that statement, it wasn't out that he was missing. You was just talking about how it works in the NFL. I'm not pointing at him, but I want to just get your thoughts on how sometimes stuff like that can play into the politics of getting on the field.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. It's a lot of politics the higher you go in football. I mean, the purest form to me of football is high school. That was my purest form. Like, you was happy for your boys who made it. You was happy if the other man was getting 1,000 yards receiving and you was just blocking. I feel like it was a purest form of football. And the higher you get, it's more politics. And the NFL is the highest form. So let's just say Wilson didn't have a great end to last season and he came in missing OTAs and all that stuff and he was on the verge. We wouldn't be talking about him having his strong safety position on lock for sure. I think it would be tough for him to even beat him. But seeing as though he had a good end to last season, people saying that during camp he was been playing well, and to be honest, there's really no other option at that strong safety spot. You know, there's really no other option. So he got that thing sealed up, and I could see if there was like a young guy, older veteran he's trying to beat out, and I'm sure if there was an older veteran in there, he wouldn't have been missing like that.
Right.
But since he was kind of the only choice, I mean. Hey, he played his cards right. He knew what he got. You know, he knew what he got.
He going up against no offense to these guys, but Darian Thompson and J-Ron Curse. Who J-Ron Curse? I mean, come on, man. You know.
Let's see.
But Curse been playing pretty good. The real battle will be this, Church. And you survive these days right now. It's cut day right now.
Yeah.
You know. This week, everybody in that playbook, they eating their oodles and noodles, watching film, and they sit back saying, "Hey, lady, look, close the door. I got to focus and concentrate on this." And they're going through reps. They talking to Bones right now, saying, "Hey, Faso, what's good, man?
Bones, their best friend right now."
Yeah. Especially for those on the bottom end of that roster trying to make it. And we got to do a 53-man show. I'm not finna go down that way right now. But this week right here, the biggest battle will be J-Ron Curse versus Darian Thompson for that backup safety position. Are you in the mix of that or believing in that right there?
Yeah, I'm believing that's going to be. See, as much as I hate on Thompson's game, him and Fossil are like this, man. Like, him and Fossil, that's his boy. Like that is his. Like he's gonna be a core special teamer. So it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to unseat that man. It's gonna be tough. When you good with the special teams coach like that, and Fossil has that much juice and that much power over who stays and goes as far as teams goes, like guys that are on the cusp. It's gonna be tough to unseat, my man. It's gonna be tough.
Okay, so that wouldn't hurt.
Let me ask you this though, Barry.
That hurt.
Let me ask you this though, Barry. You got Mukamu, who's starting to step up a little bit. Would you keep him on that roster? Because I ain't dangling him.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I ain't.
I don't want to dangle him. I don't need it because that was a guy who I was high on when I saw him in OTAs, and that was one of those situations where we talked about earlier. A lot of people look good in shorts and T-shirts. Now, my man kind of disappointed me a little bit in that Arizona game. I'm not going to lie to you. He was catching a lot of tackles out there. He was catching them. He wasn't really bringing that thump. He was catching a lot of them. And when you talk about leaky yardage, there was a play where that quarterback ran up the gut. He went on a ride for about 6 yards. Now you can't have that. You can't have that. And I know he had, he's coming from the corner position. I know he's coming from that position, and they don't really tackle like that on the outside in the corner spot. But if he's playing safety, and you want to be in this league, you're gonna have to bring that thump with you a little bit. So I want to see in the next 2 games if he's able to bring his pads, if he's able to get dirty like that. Then I wouldn't dangle him out there to be like, all right, practice squad, somebody come claim him. If he can bring those pads, I think he can be a valuable piece to at least be a developmental type guy, because he got the feet, he got the coverage ability. He just got to bring them pads with him. If he could do that, I think he can. He got a shot in this league.
But let me talk about this though, right quick, Church, with the political aspect of it. There's a guy that wears 39. Yeah. His name is Tyler Cole out there. Now, I know his name is not big amongst everybody right now, but when I was out there watching practice, he's on the 3rd team rep just like Mukamu, right? And one of the situations where because they worked in hooker end, they wanted to slide Mukamu some inside the box, and I was like, wow. And like you said, he likes to hug tackle. But that 39, I hope his number 39, Tyler Cole. That dude, he can hit. He got fast speed. I mean, he played good on C-gap control and all of that in the last game. Came down, healed, and hit. So it's not a chance for him because of the politics, right? Unless he do something crazy this weekend.
Yeah, he gonna have to put on. Man. Like it might be a situation where it's a little bit too late. But like I said, these guys are putting their resumes out there for 31 other NFL teams. It might not be the Cowboys that he ends up landing with, but he's going to have to end up stepping up if he wants to be able to make this roster. Because I promise you right now, no disrespect, but nobody's really thinking about 3-9 on the roster right now. So what he's going to have to do is he's going to have to these next 2 games, especially that last game, because this game he might not get a lot of burn because this is that tune-up preseason game. So a lot of the starters are going to play a little bit more. That means the 2s are going to play a little bit more than the 3s. So he might not get a lot of playing time this game. But that 4th preseason game, he's going to have to step up, and he's going to have to show something to these coaches, at least get his name in their mouths, in conversations. Because if not, he might just be a cut and not even a practice squad candidate.
Church.
Facts.
I wouldn't be being myself if I did not ask you about what's going on at left corner. I don't get it. I don't get it, Church. Church.
I told y'all last time, man. We got too many nickel body type corners. We got too many little. We got a lot of them.
Talk to us,
we got a lot of them, man.
Talk to us.
And look,
see if you don't say it.
Like I ain't going too crazy on him, but like Calvin Joseph, I think he's bigger than I thought he was.
Okay.
When I first saw we drafted him, I thought he was more of a J. Lou, kind of a smaller type corner, but he got a little bit of height on him. He got a little bit of size, and I think at the end of the day, I think he'll give us the best opportunity. But I don't know if that's saying a lot because we got Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis, Maurice Kennedy. They're all nickel bodies, and if you look at this Buccaneers team we're playing week 1. I mean, look at the size he's got. Evans, 6'5", 6'4". Godwin, 6'3", 6'4". I mean, they're big body receivers, and the only one that I see is that being a good matchup for is Diggs. I feel like it's going to be a lot of jump balls at these other guys, but we'll see, man. But I think Bossman Fat, Kelvin Joseph, I think he'll give us our best opportunity eventually. But week 1, your best bet is mine, who starts at left corner.
Ooh-wee. Well, my question is, and I mean this, Anthony Brown know where the dead bodies are, man, because I just don't get it. Like, I don't see how in the world.
What you saying over there, man? What saying?
I'm saying is what I was saying when you was playing. You should have never been in rotation. All of us knew that. All of us knew it never should have been a rotation. So I got to just say it straight up. You was the best guy, and you never should have left the field. It was no circumstance that made sense on that church. So what I'm saying,
you know how the politics is, man.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying is, dang, it's like Anthony Brown. I do believe that any man can play good. I believe any man can turn around. But at this point, I was sitting at practice yesterday, church, and I just want to get your thoughts on this. And I said before practice over, they're going to get Anthony Brown for a touchdown, and they're going to target him. 2 plays later, got him. Yeah. And then they rotated in Boss Man Fat. And I'm like, but I turned to my friend who's a trainer for the NFL, and I said, and watch this, they go start him again next week, even though they just benched him. Just want to get your thoughts. Just your thoughts.
That's a tough situation right there, man, because like you said, man, AB, he's had a lot of ups and downs, So bringing in all this, we brought in a lot of competition on all 3 levels of the defense, and especially the secondary. Right. And it's like, man, right now that number 2 and that number 3 corner spot is up for grabs. I mean, you paid Anthony Brown. I'm not sure if his guarantees are still there, but you paid him. You just paid Jordan Lewis. I think he had about 4.5 guaranteed. But those 2 guys, I mean, I'm not sure they're in the top 3 right now, which is crazy to me to think that. But it's like, man,
don't just say it about Anthony Brown. Why is he in there, Barry?
God.
Oh, he gonna tell.
Come on, man.
Just say it, Barry. We frustrated.
Don't say it.
We frustrated, Barry. We frustrated, Barry. Because I don't want to see no Anthony Brown no more, dog.
We like you.
Follow the money. Barry, follow the money. Follow the money. Because they signed both of them, they follow the money. You know how it is, Barry. Oh, he making $4 million. He making $1 million. He got to start.
That's how it is. It's easy. That's how it is. You know that. Yeah,
that's how it is.
You said it, not me. But that's what I'm saying.
We know.
But Barry,
it is, man.
We know. Maurice candidate done earned that slot position.
Right.
If they fool around week 1 and I see Jordan Lewis in there, or if I see Anthony Brown, look. I'm gonna be like, woosa.
You know that's what's gonna happen.
Exactly.
That 3-1, man. That 3-1 nice, man.
They're going to start both of them against Tom Brady. Facts.
Like I would
they not gonna change.
In there. He's been playing well. Kennedy's been playing well. Mark got a good head on his shoulders. But you know the deal. You know what's going to happen.
We do
know. He's
know.
going to be the last one to get up in there.
Damn.
He's going to be the last one. Even though his play says that he should be, starting or he should be getting a lot of PT, you know what time it is. He's going to be the last one to get up in there. He's going to be the last one. He might not even dress. If he ain't a course teamer, he might not even dress, man.
Wow.
That's crazy.
You talking real, though.
You talking so real. Oh,
yeah, you talking real.
Listen, this is the sad thing. I was looking at one of your pictures, Church, and it was one time you wasn't in the media, right? And it's so hard to be in Dallas media because sometimes they'll try you, and it's like, and I wish our organization was the type of organization to where you could just tell them bluntly the truth. Like, listen, man, Anthony Brown should not be out there, just like Church should never been rotating for Heat. It never should have been happening. And those of us who want what's best for this team, we say that. But it's like we also know when you say that, you can be putting yourself at odds against the organization you love. It's a weird love-hate type of thing. I'm serious.
Oh, yeah.
It's
the
salt to
That's
the
the
McGriddle,
star
man.
for you, man.
It's the star.
It's the salt of milk. I mean, we the biggest franchise in the world, man. So all eyes on us. They love to stir the pot, man. They love to stir the pot.
Yeah. So it's, but I'm very.
Hey, let me ask you.
Go ahead.
My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, boss.
No, just real quick. It's my thing is, and while I'm speaking on it so strong, is because in 2016, Church, you was playing. You was on the field when this happened. I heard somebody tell me, well, boss, why you worried about nickel corners and they don't make a Super Bowl? I said, no, sir. When Anthony Brown held in Green Bay, he held a guy that was running a 4.6. When Jeff Heath got that interception on the sideline, that would have sealed the game. And Dallas was hot. So, like, sometimes you got to look under the rocks. You know what I mean? You got to really you got to look under the rocks on what's going to make this team better. And I just really just hate the fact that we all know that there's a stench of politics that sometimes prevent the best people from playing.
That's how it is, man. Do y'all think Schultz is gonna be a starter day one, or you think they're gonna give it to Jarwin?
That's
what I'm saying.
Offense. Minister of defense went jumped all over the offense, man.
That's actually hard, though. That's an actual hard debate.
I was playing the politic role. Because you were saying, like, okay, so Jarwin got paid, all that money, was out all last year. Schultz did his thing.
Schultz nasty,
but now
man,
we coming back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We coming back, and it's like we forgot about Schultz. So it's you know what I mean? It's that once you get paid, it's like
But if you line up three wide, you got to have somebody still that can block and protect the quarterback, especially if Four is out there. Of course, he will be out there, by the way. Schultz been a hell of a blocker, though. So if you go 11 personnel right now, just slowly bring in Jarwin. Don't rush him out there. And that's my same sentiments for those who out there who's supporting Malik Hooker. Bring them on slowly. There's no need to rush him out there. So week 4, week 5 for Malik Hooker should be the same thing for Blake Jarwin. Don't rush him out there. Bring him out slowly. You got KZ, who's pretty good in coverage. I know you mentioned that earlier about that, but KZ got that kamikaze type of mindset. He'll come in there at 176 pounds and make a tackle. It was preseason game, the last game, and right before they was able to get that first down, you would see 35 just flashing inside. And that's what I like that he brings to the table. And to flip it back to offense, that Schultz, man, I was trying to get rid of him since day one, right? And then last year, man, dog. Hey, I was like, oh, Schultz, he's nice. So I think he deserved to get that starting rotation.
Let me jump in on that. I think that battle need to kind of work itself out, because to me, that's a fair battle. You got a late rise in Schultz. You got a guy that went out hot with Jarwin. You know what I mean? That's hot and hot. You also, to me, have a different dynamic when you're dealing with Schultz. With Schultz, you're dealing with safe and reliable. With Jarwin, you're dealing with somebody that can stretch the field. So you get a higher dynamic with him. So to me, you go with upside. I think you also get a better blocker with Schultz. So it depends on, I guess, what you're trying to do. If I'm going to answer that question, if Schultz didn't start, I wouldn't be mad, because I believe in the upside of Jarwin and the flash that he showed before he went out. That's just my thought.
Facts.
Yeah. Facts. That's good. I mean, it's a good problem to have when you got two eligible tight ends that can play at a high level. It's just, to me, somebody gonna be salty on that offensive end. I mean, I hate to play devil's advocate over here, but somebody gonna be salty on that offensive end, because you got Coop, who's paid.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb just coming in a rookie deal.
Right.
And now you talking about, Blake Jarwin, Gallup's over here contract year. Like, hold up, man. What am I gonna get my targets? I can already see. See, I'm slightly playing devil's advocate because I can see it in the making. Man. I can see these seeds coming in the making where cats is like, man, where my balls at? We better hope that we win it. If we win it, that resolves everything. Yeah. But if we start, a couple games here, maybe we lost it. Cat's gonna be like, hey, where my rack at? Where my rocks at? We gonna see. We gonna see. I just hope it don't tear the team apart, but we gonna see.
That's real talk. That's real talk. No doubt, I want to get one last question for you, Barry, because I know you got Greg out of here. I just want to get your quick thoughts on Dak. I know people saying, oh, everything's good. I ain't tripping off of it. But is Mike McCarthy being too cautious with this injury, or is the team? Because he ain't played since last year, dog. Okay, I get it. You still Dak, but the last time he practiced fully, I was there. He threw 3 picks. I'm not getting on Dak. I'm just saying. So he still needs that work like anybody else. Just because he got that money, he played great last year. That's great, but he still need reps like everybody else, dog. So are they being too cautious with him because he's coming into week 1 with nothing? And we're going to expect he's going to come in and just throw for 350 or, you know what I'm saying? I'm a little concerned about that, Barry.
But Barry, before you answer, real quick.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, go ahead.
James.
No, I'm there with you. I'm there with you, James. As far as he needs something, man, because like you said, he hasn't, been out there in live action, live bullets in an extremely long time. Maybe even I think it was like 8 months. He hasn't been out there with live bullets. So you would want him to at least get a little bit of maybe one series is all with live bullets going out there, because you don't want that first game, that first series to be against the defending champs. We see how they rush the passer. They got Ndamukong Suh, JPP, Shaq Barrett coming off this side. They're live. They are live on the defensive side of the ball. So, I don't want him going out there the first week. This is my first live action. I got JPP coming down on me. Let me hurry up and get rid of this ball. Pick 6. I don't want to see that at all. But then I can also see it from the other side. Does the risk outweigh the reward? Like if we go out there in preseason game number 3 and he throws a couple series, but what if something happens? Like just what if? I pray that doesn't happen, but just what if something happens? Is it really worth the risk saying, okay, he got a couple series in, he's good to go, versus, all right, he got out there and got hurt, now we lost him for, maybe half of the season. So I can see both ways, but to me, I got to hold him out. I got to hold him out of preseason.
But church, let me say this, though.
I got to hold him out.
It's a conundrum.
Oh, wow.
It's a conundrum, though, church. Let me say this, though. No, everybody said the Dak did like this. Said, okay, all right, cool. But that's that check. But I'm going to tell you this. You said earlier when we opening this thing up, you said Neal is a guy with bad intentions, right? So we know week 1. Those boys on the opposite side, the defensive side, they going to come with bad intentions. Are you more concerned about Dak Prescott not getting hit all this offseason? Or are you more concerned about like what Big Game James just said? The last time we saw him, he threw 3 picks. Which one from a defensive mindset? Are you saying, hey, number 4, that's chopped liver for me. I'm going to go out there and get him. What's your mindset from a defensive mindset perspective?
See, I'm thinking on the defensive side, if I was on the defense and going against, Prescott, and I know he hasn't, played all like that and hasn't really seen anything live bullets like that, I'm looking at my chops as a safety because I know we're going to be disguising a hell of a lot. And if you don't get those live reps out there against different defenses, disguising and all that stuff, you're liable to throw into some coverages. Like, I'm not worried about him. And now I'm talking about if I'm on the Cowboy side of things. I'm not worried about him really going out there and getting hit and all that other stuff. I'm more worried about him going out there being extremely rusty and just looking there, let me throw here. Oh, man, pick 6. Oh, just not being in tune with his offense, because we all know you need reps with your teammates during live bullets. Practice is one thing, but because them boys ain't going to hit you. They're going to go the opposite direction if they get even near you. You kind of know what that defense is playing. But when you go out there against an opposing defense that you don't really get to play a lot like that, and you haven't played in like 7 or 8 months against live bullets, I'm more worried about him being rusty and causing a lot of turnovers than him going out there and getting hurt and all that other stuff.
Yeah,
Okay,
before you go, Church, I did
talk.
want to ask you a question, especially with that thought you just had right there. Hold on real quick. I'm serious, because you know when I do this, I'm seeing this clear. All right. 'Cause, you know, when I put in my shades, that's my thing real quick. Hold on, real quick. Hold on. You know, I got to do the whole effect. Hold on real quick. It's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen, I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring. All right, so I heard your whole synopsis, and it made so much sense in terms of Dak and the rust and concerns, because you do want to get that timing down. You do want to get those guys in rhythm. To me, that's saying week 1, maybe through 3, they have to lean on Zeke. Just because of hey, wait a minute. Wait 1 minute. Come on now. Oh, we got it. The church said amen. So
The minister
of defense has spoken. That is clearly saying, from clear eye views, lean on Zeke. Because you do not want to put it on the quarterback that has not had the offseason that's needed to be ready. I want to get your final word on that and whatever else.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you on that one. I feel like last year we did too much. I mean, we were throwing the ball 35, 40 times a game, and we realized that that's just not the formula for us to win. And I feel like with Zeke coming back this year, he slimmed up, did whatever he had to do, because I'm not gonna lie. He looks quicker out there. He looks faster. He looks more explosive than I've seen him last year. And if we need to be able to lean on this guy, not only to help Dak out and help this offense getting on motion, but it helps the defense out as well. You know what I'm saying? If we're out there going 3 and out, you know what Tom Brady is. Tom Brady is all about extended drives, long drives, and that's going to wear our defense out. You understand me? So I do. I'm gonna sit here, and I gotta lean on Zeke at least for the first couple weeks.
Yes.
Let Dak get his feet wet. Let him get more acclimated to the offense. Then maybe we can start expanding it a little bit more. But to save that defense and to help out the offense overall, and I think get the most productivity out of this offense, we gotta lead on Zeke. We gotta feed the monster, and hopefully he's up for the task, because I mean he looks the part. He looks the part, and hopefully he can go out there and act the part on the field.
Perfect.
Good stuff, man. That's a good final word right there.
Man.
That's good stuff, man.
Right.
Appreciate you, Church.
Yes, indeed. I think it's appropriate that, Church, I did say that was the final word, but you get one more final word. You can't, just one more. Go ahead.
I get two.
One more. Hey, you know how it is. Just like church, it's never over until the organ. All right, let's go. Donation. Let's go. Let the church say, damn it, go. Fight a word.
Oh, it's on me?
Yeah, fight a word.
Oh, all right. Well, all right. My final word is this, man. I'm going to put out an early prediction out here. It ain't bold. It ain't bold. It ain't nothing crazy. It ain't bold.
Okay.
But actually, it might be kind of bold, because we haven't been this in a long time. But my boy and my fellow co-host Danny McCray convinced me, and I think this could happen. From what I see so far, I think this could happen. But the Dallas Cowboys, you heard it here first on First Word, the Dallas Cowboys defense will be a top 10 defense this NFL season.
You said it second. You didn't say that first. No, you didn't say that first. You said it second, but I take it.
Second. Hey, second. But we will be a top 10 defense.
I love it. Hold on.
Go out there wait. We're going to be a top 10 defense.
Whoa.
The final word.
Let's go.
You heard it here second from your boy Church. We're going to be a top 10.
Church.
Without a doubt. Top 10.
Appreciate you, man. Hey, you got to plug all your stuff, man. Let us know what you're doing.
One quick question. For all y'all, is our backup quarterback on the roster right now?
Yeah.
No, you first.
Yeah. You know, we just talked about politics and all of that stuff. Ben DiNucci, for crying out loud, is already probably staying with Mike McCarthy people and all of those things. And Garrett Gilbert, you know how that thing go. I just think that they're going to say Kumbaya to Cooper Rush, but it's going to be those two right there. Garrett Gilbert and Benjamin DiNucci. Those going to be the three quarterbacks. Of course, Prescott is the first one, and then Garrett Gilbert, and as well as DiNucci. Watch.
DiNucci.
Okay. My answer is he is on the roster, but he shouldn't be. So
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we just keeping it real.
With it.
Like, yeah, we just keeping it real. It's one of those things to where, like you said, when you playing in the preseason, you competing against the whole league. One of my boys said this West Coast, he said, if you just looked at the Pittsburgh game, our quarterbacks was behind their quarterbacks. We should have went and got one of their quarterbacks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was out there too. Haskins was out there.
And it's a whole lot of like, Rosen out there. It's a lot of quarterbacks that can come out here and be better. So this is my theory, and this is my final word. I'm going to zoom in on me and say this. This is my theory. I think the Dallas Cowboys have said this, Church, and I'm going to put it on you when I say this, that if it's not Dak, they are for Team Tank. To me, that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Because,
I ain't going to lie, but I'm with you on that.
You feel me?
That's it.
Once again, y'all.
Hey, Church, how many years Stephen McGee was on this roster? Come on, man.
Boy, that man, I was on the roster with that man.
How many times you picked off Stephen
McGee? Countless, boy. I tell you what,
he said countless.
I'm saying.
Hey, you know what the thing is though? If Cooper Rush had Garrett Gilbert's athletic ability, I would feel better with Cooper Rush being there because he has the poise and the ability, but he ain't got no arm and he can't throw it farther than 10 yards. But if he had Garrett Gilbert's ability with him, I think he would be our backup. I would be cool with him if he had better athletic ability. But dog, he throw that ball, anybody could catch that.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
All right, and we gonna let you go. We said final words so many times. I know you really like these dudes. They like church for real. They don't know when to let them go. All right.
Yeah,
so,
man.
All right, big game. I said my final words. You got yours and Law, and then we out.
Oh, just my final words is really interested to see this third preseason game. I really wish Dak could have played, but really I'm anxious to see this defense. But they're going to get in an extended amount of play. So I really want to see with the linebackers, with Micah Parsons, be able to actually play a little bit longer, and the young guys, Osa, Bohanna. I want to really see with those guys, especially Micah Parsons. I hope he gets a whole bunch of tick because I want to see him play dang near the whole game because I want to see what he looks like because we only get flashes and excitement. I want to see him. So my final word.
Yeah. All right. So my final word will be, it's cut day, cut week. So all of these boys better be ready. They got to have a focused mind. And on top of that, those players got to understand this, that those who fail to plan to fail. So they got to take advantages of the opportunity this week. Get ready. No slouches in practice. And then get out there and make this team one way or another. So let's figure this out this weekend. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's go.
Thank you, Barry Church. And the number one thing I love about you, man, is, man, you know exactly where you at in terms of the type of organization, but you still keep it real. You know, and that's a hard balance. You know what I mean? That's a hard balance but you doing it, and we appreciate your candidacy for what you do for the Cowboys. We really do.
Appreciate you, fellas, man. Once again, thanks for having me on the show. Anytime, man. Hit me up if you ever need me on, man. Hit me up. I'm here.
All right,
that's what's up. We definitely gonna take you up on that.
All right, bro.
All right, man. Y'all be easy now.
Okay, now.
Peace. The Minister of Defense.
So he gone. All right. And I'm cut him out. All right. And we got Hard Knocks.
The OC, I see you.
Yeah, he been trying to get in, man, but something was going on over there. But hey, it's all good. We left it open.
The Murphy Law.
Yeah, I guess we can, but we got through it anyway. But real quick, Law, I love the interview, but it confirms everything that we already know, about the organization, and that we will just have to fight through it. Is what it is.
I mean, we've seen this before. It's no new storyline, but it's just number 4 or bust. That's just my thoughts right there. And I just hope that somebody can step up and be ready to showcase their talent outside of number 4. Of course, Ezekiel Elliott looks slimmer, look good out there on the field, look like he got an extra spring and a bounce to his step. So I just can't wait to see that the hungry mentality that Gallup should possess, the hungry mentality that Schultz should possess, because these guys are fighting for contracts. LVE is fighting for a contract. So all of those mixtures, man, hopefully somebody can add a little more sugar to this Kool-Aid and it'll just go down smoothly, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
And my fault, y'all. Anyway, but Big, did you have something before we get out of here, big bro?
No, dog. Just like I said, I'm just ready for this defense on week 3. I mean, this preseason game. I want to see them. I want to see Micah Parsons.
Let's go.
Let's go, man. That was the final word, man. Y'all stay up. We got a lot more coming, and we gonna be working the training camps. Law and myself and Big Game might be coming down, but there it is. Much love. Stay up.
Man, it was a good episode.
I just wanna run it up. Kinda check or something. I've been really in the field.
Y'all be sure to hit that subscribe, man. Share this thing. Run up that share count.
I've been really in the field. Love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check or something. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up, count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them 5s, need them 10s, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with J, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel.